Hey, Good Buddies, what's up, and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Show. I am your Good Buddy Roger.
And I am your Good Buddy Brandon.
And we are once again recording remotely. We're trying something a little different for this episode, in which we're going to start talking about different shows that are airing now and go over the first episode or two and whether or not we think it is worth you following. And today, we are going to talk about Digimon Adventure 2020. But did you already say who you were, sir?
Yeah, I'm Good Buddy Brandon. Good. And I thank you for throwing it to me, Roger, because I would like to apologize everybody for my horrible Darth Vader voice on the last episode.
Hey, I think
our little announcement.
I think that was always intended to not be great. That's why I wanted to do that announcement before we did anything real.
Yeah, we gotta work the kinks out. Hopefully it sounds better now, because that one was through a condenser mic I had. This one, I actually have an old mobile thing. It's called like a preamp to go to my computer through the USB, and I got a different mic plugged into that, and I think it's gonna sound better. We kind of tested a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to apologize again, Good Buddies. It's all new and different to both of us.
Yeah, the world is crazy right now, and recording is crazy right now because we've never done this before, but we're figuring it out.
But you know what we have done before, and what we're gonna do again is enter the digital world.
Yeah.
With these Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
Dude, what did you think? What did you think about the reboot? This is a reboot of Digimon Adventure. So this is a Digimon that you're probably familiar with that we watched in like 1999. I was about 11 years old whenever it came. I watched it day one. I love Digimon. I've always held the belief that Digimon was the far superior anime whenever I was a kid, as opposed to Pokemon.
And I will murder you.
Okay, well.
No, it's not that I don't like Digimon. I just think that, so for me, watching the shows, Pokemon was more fun to me because at the time, I was the kid who was like, I want more cartoon. There's more Pokemon. Oh, look, there's more Pokemon. Yeah. Look how much Pokemon. There's so many. And then when I watched Digimon, it was like, I watched it. I wasn't into it because there were other kids who were into it. And I was like, these guys are jerks. I'm going to be the Pokemon kid.
Yeah.
It's like,
you were also a little younger than I am too. So.
Well, no, I definitely watched it when it was done. I remember talking to kids about it on the playground.
Well, all I'm saying is that we might have had different perspectives because we had a slight age gap. But
I will say, looking back now, yeah, Digimon, I think, as a show, that first series anyway, I think was better because it just had a beginning and end. Like, it's not like Pokemon where it's just going to go on forever. And there's been other series of Digimon.
And Pokemon was typically one-off episodes. I mean, it did have a linking story, but Digimon, the whole damn story linked.
Very narratively driven. That's probably not how you say that, but whatever, I'm tired.
But, I mean, it's a very nostalgic show. I think a lot of people, especially in the U.S., is one of those big Saturday morning cartoons that you could watch. So people probably have a spot for it in their heart. And going back into this now being a reboot of that, what are your initial thoughts on that first episode?
So let me hit you with this one. Here's what I remember about Digimon, because I haven't watched it in a while. And I was never like big into it, like I said, but I did watch it. I did watch the whole first series. And all I remember is that kid Tai waking up on an island. Mm-hmm. I ain't seen an island in this one yet.
Yeah.
So that's different.
So I think that they're going for a later arc to start off right away. So the whole thing is going to be different. It's not going to be a remake. It's a reboot.
Yes, it is quite different, which is not to say bad. It's just different. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's kind of whatever. Because again, I wasn't like huge in I remember watching it all, but I'm not like huge into the story. I don't remember all the little details other than like there's one that looks like a cactus and the cowboy girl hangs out with her.
Yeah.
But the this one, it is quite different, but it is, I feel like it makes more sense. Like if you're getting sucked into a computer or something, why would you suddenly be on an island? Is it like you got sucked into a video game that's on an island or whatever? This one, they're in like this freaking cyber world, freaking lawnmower man looking stuff.
The original also started out, you had all of the Digidestin pretty much together right out the gate.
Right.
Not all of them right away, but you had most of them right away. This one, you start with Tai and Izzy.
And then you see what's his butt at the end of the first episode.
Matt, yeah.
Yes, Matt. That's
Yamato.
He's the one who had the...
He has a Garurumon.
but he had a band later on, and they had that song, You run around, I run around, we're all gonna run around. That's the only other thing I remember about that show.
It's wonderful that you remember that. But yeah, it starts off entirely different. Like, you can already tell, like, there's a story, and it puts the pedal down hard. As far as, like, it moves from about 1 to 60 in that first episode, and then by the end of it, you're going 100.
Oh yeah, dude.
And what I kind of liked about the new iteration is it has just enough homage to the original, but not too much that it is playing off of it. It definitely feels a bit different.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I will say, let me jump in with this one. My only thing I really noticed in that vein, and I'm so glad it's there, is in the intro where Ty falling and he's just spinning around.
It's just like
all
a
crazy.
straight up. They even like I believe they cropped the image too to where it is like it's more of a square image or whatever, him falling in, which is pretty cool, and just the way that they really, I don't know, it's like it felt different, but it felt so familiar, and I was very into it.
Just felt like coming home, didn't it, Roger?
It did. And once Ty, he sees Koromon falling or whatever, he gets sucked into the digital world because there's a terrorist attack or whatever. He's trying to save Carrie and his mom. He sees Koromon falling. They're both falling together. He swoops in and saves him. And within a flash, Koromon is up to Agumon. Then he's in Greymon, and there's no like imagery of like the Digimon, Digivolve 2 or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So they've cut that out.
Little bumper there. Yeah.
And what I thought it was really neat, because as it's happening, as Agumon digivolves into Greymon, he is still fighting. There is a fight in the first episode. He is still fighting while he is digivolving. And it has a very natural flow to it. And the animation is top notch. It's really good.
It is quite good.
It is very colorful. And the fight scenes, they remind me, it reminds me of kaiju fighting. It reminds me of SSSS Gridman. You remember when we watched that, dude?
Yeah, dude.
And like the Ultra Universe or Godzilla, more kaiju stuff like that. That's how these fights feel. You get another one in the second episode. I know you haven't seen the second yet.
I have not yet. No, just
the fight is, oh my god, they're crazy cool fight scenes. And I also like that it holds in enough with that it is, the original Digimon is nostalgic, and I would say that it's probably still fun to watch, but I would think that it would be more fun to watch as a child. I have all of the first 3 seasons of Digimon over here, and I've watched some of it back, and it's just fun to watch for nostalgia. Even though it's still, I would say, a decent anime, it's a lot better when you're a kid. This one caters to the adult, but I also think that it would appeal to children as well, still too. So now this is one of those animes they made for a father or a mother or whatever. They can watch with their child and show them what they watch. Somebody our age with kids. It's really cool, just the way that they put it all together. It hits such a wide audience, and it's so flashy and appealing. It blew my mind. I really was not expecting what I got out of it.
Yeah, man.
I flipped it on.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah, I flipped it on, and I was like, oh, cool, Digimon. This is gonna be cute. I'm gonna check this out. I'll probably get a couple of smiles. Probably won't follow the whole thing through. But after that first episode, I was like, yeah, I'm in. I love this. I love this.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. The action is really cool, and I do love, like you said, how like the original, like when they do when they digivolve or whatever, it shows them like spinning around, and then they whoop, now they're bigger and all that. It was cool, but it was kind of like goofy as hell.
Yeah,
which it
filler.
should be. It's like a kid's show. It's a kid's show, and it buffers the show a little bit, gives them a little less that they have to work with. They can just put that in, kill 10 seconds, 20 seconds. So like here, just watching Agumon become just this giant thing, and like watching like the freaking helmet or whatever form on his head and all that, and then he starts fighting and all that. It was rad. It was super cool. And I thought, I was like, yeah, it was just so much more dynamic than I thought it would be, and it definitely worked. I will say, having only ever watched the dub of the original, was kind of bummed out that he didn't sound like Dusty Gonzagas.
Yeah. He hits him with a baby flame, not a pepper breath.
Yeah. Every time he shot one of them fireballs in my mind,
I
I
feel
was
like they could have subtitled pepper breath in there, but I get why they did.
I mean, he does clearly say baby whatever though.
Baby flame.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Greymon is still Mega Flame. I think it was Mega Flame in the original too. So
I don't know. It's like there's a Mega Flame. I assume I think one of them later on had a Giga Flame. That sounds right. The Bone Greymon had like a Darkness Flame, probably. I'm guessing. Damn, I'm so good.
Skull Greymon is what you're
Skull
going
Greymon,
for. Yeah.
That was it.
But
oh god,
I thought it was really cool. Like really, the fights are what set it to the next level for me, and just how fluid they were, and it had that very kaiju feel to it. And I'm in for it, dude. I thought it was really cool. My expectations were far exceeded of what I thought I was going to get with it. That's why whenever I saw it, I was like, dude, you have to check this out. And we didn't talk about it until now.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've actually talked about it.
Yeah, man. And I'm glad you told me about it, because I had it in my queue. I was like gonna watch it, but like you, I was kind of like, whatever. I'll check it out. It'll probably be whatever. But it is quite interesting. I'm probably gonna like check out the whole thing. I'm not like huge on Digimon, so it was never gonna be like, it's definitely not gonna be on like my top of the year list or anything. But it's really cool how they're doing it. Oh dang! Oh no, he's got it.
Yeah, I got it. It's a cop.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm really into it, and I told immediately, like, Corey that does the Let's Play on the channel with me. I know he watched Digimon as a kid. His younger brother, my younger brothers, I texted both of them. I was like, hey, you guys got to check this out, because it's gonna hit that nostalgia bone just right, but it's gonna be flashy enough that it was so much fun to watch. And I also love that they're introducing the characters a bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
in this first episode, you only see Taichi.
Yeah,
and
Taichi.
Is it just Izumi? His name?
Izzy.
I remember him being.
Yeah, it's Izzy, but yeah, Izumi.
You get like more out of them, and then at the very, very, very end, you see Matt hanging out.
And in the second episode, you get more Matt, where you start getting a feel, even with just kind of gestures that Matt makes, like you get a good feeling of who Matt is. Mm-hmm. And then you get some really cool shadowing of other characters kind of starting to get pulled in.
I think there was a bit in that first episode where, like, I think it's when Tai gets sucked into the digital world that, like, you see, I do remember seeing briefly, like, Cowboy Girl and shit. Like, she was, I think she was, like, putting her hat on or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was just little flashes of a bunch of characters.
You see him in the end credits as well, too.
Yeah, man.
But it's a lot of fun, so I guess I kind of will wrap in this kind of episode, this new thing that we're doing here, and say that
we'll call them Good Buddy Shorties.
Yeah, this Jody band. I would highly recommend, especially if you watch the original Digimon, that you do follow along with this one.
Yeah,
because it's probably if you haven't watched it, it's probably a lot more fun than you're giving it credit for.
Now, Roger, I do have a question though.
What's that?
Of those original Digimans, who's your favorite?
Oh man.
Put you on the spot. You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
My favorite was, it's hard to pick. I actually had a tie. It was not a tie, but a tie. It was between it's the one that turns into, is it Garurumon, Matt's guy?
Yeah, Gabumon.
So I like him a lot. He's awesome. But then I also really liked, and I'm not going to remember the name, the one that had, I think he turned into a weird seal or something that hung out with the tall kid with the glasses.
Oh, yeah. Joe's Digimon.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I watched this, so I don't remember all of them anymore either. But
that guy I loved just because he was kind of a sad sack.
Yeah, but you didn't
kind of bummed out all the time.
Did you love Tintamon?
Tintamon bummed me out.
Tintamon
was the bug, right? That was Izzy's guy, right?
Yeah.
Kabuterimon. Yeah.
I still remember some.
This really takes me back.
Yeah, I'm stoked to get more into this show, but what would you say, dude? Would you recommend the Good Buddies give it a go and follow along with it for the season?
I think it's definitely worth checking out. I think if you saw the show when you were younger or have any passing knowledge of Digimon, I think you're going to have a good time. I think you will be, like us, pleasantly surprised with the quality that you're getting with this one. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
If you were not into Digimon or you've just never even heard of that, it could be worth checking out just to see, like, you know, just an updated version of this thing you've never heard of. But
yeah,
honestly, otherwise, like, if it's not something... I feel like it's one of those, it's not unlike the Final Fantasy remake where, like, I can definitely, like, as I'm playing it now, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm recognizing all this stuff, everything about this from playing Final Fantasy VII before. I love it. But I don't know how it would hit someone who doesn't have that foreknowledge. I mean, certainly it's an enjoyable game, and this will be an enjoyable series. I don't know that you'll get as much out of it.
Yeah, I would say that if you hadn't watched Digimon before, I would say most people that watch anime are probably familiar with Digimon and what it is. They may not have watched it. But if you haven't watched it before and you are a fan of Godzilla or Ultraman or more recently SSS Gridman or whatever, which was done by Trigger, and it had a pretty high profile spot on Funimation. If you like that and sort of the kaiju style fights, I know I keep saying that, but that's the closest thing that I can pull it to. It's like wrestling matches. And also, one more thing that I can say that I really thought was cool about it is that Tai was getting in on the fight too. Like, they weren't just standing to the back. It wasn't the Pokemon trainer effect where they were just in the back or whatever, and the Pokemon do all the work. In this, the Digimon and Tai is fighting with. He's getting his hands dirty and slinging some rookie level Digimon around too. Very cool. And you see more of that in the second episode, which I think the second episode takes it up a notch.
Yeah, that is something that would definitely put this apart. Like, if they continue to be involved in the fight. So obviously, at a certain point, you got to stop because now they're just giant monsters and you can't do nothing. But, like, if they're jumping in there and, like, fighting with them, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're mixing it up. They're all mixing it up. I thought it was very cool, though. And
it was pretty funny in that first episode where Ty grabs one of those little guys, just swings it around. I'm like, oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I'm stoked to see more.
Give him the old Cesaro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Cesaro swing, dude.
Heck yeah.
You know, WWE, one of those essential businesses. But
God, I can't talk about this. You know what? I'm not going to talk about a thing I don't like. I'm going to talk about a thing I do like, which is the New Day podcast, which they just declared on the most recent episode that it is Cesaro Appreciation Day. So thank you, Cesaro. Thank you for all you do. You're so underrated, and we love you. All right.
You got a shout out and appreciation on the podcast.
He'll never hear this.
Yeah. But yeah, good buddies, let us know if you checked out that first episode of Digimon Adventure. I guess Digimon Adventure 2020 is what it's being called. But
that's definitely, how we'll have to call it.
Yeah, if you checked it out, let us know what you thought. Let us know if you watched it before, if this was a new experience for you. Let us know if you liked it or didn't like it. We're definitely curious to know. Let us know if you're cool with this kind of shorter format that we're doing. We're excited to be able to fortunate to be able to make content still. Brandon found this equipment, dug it out, and we put it together. So
hopefully I don't sound like Darth Vader again.
And it's just nice to see, hear my good buddy's voice. I even get to see his face on the camera. Nobody else can see that. But maybe that's something we'll work on in the future too. We'll see how far this goes. But that's it, good buddies. Y'all take it easy. We appreciate you so much. Brandon, would you like to say anything to the good buddies before we bust on out of here?
Nah, I mean, obviously we love them. We're glad to be back, but why would I belabor this anymore? You know that we're back and we're going to bring more. So let's get on to it, baby boy.
Yeah. I'll leave you with one final note. If there's something this season that you would like us to talk about, let us know.
Absolutely. Let us know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So take it easy, good buddies. Y'all are awesome. We miss you. We hope you're staying safe. We hope you're washing them hands. We'll catch you next time. Love ya.
Love ya.